In a world dominated by SUVs, it's always a breath of fresh air when somebody releases a very hot-looking sedan. Leave it to Cadillac to design one, and satisfaction is guaranteed. This is the all-new 2020 Cadillac CT5-V, and in a word, it looks gorgeous. For the record, this is not a V like you remember. This is more like a V Sport. Cadillac has changed that a bit, so there's no 6.2-liter supercharged V8 under the hood. This is a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, and it's competing with the BMW M340i, Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG, Audi S4. You get the idea. Don't be disappointed though, because in the future, Cadillac is going to make a Blackwing version, and that one is going to compete with a creme de la creme, all de la creme models like the real AMGs and M's. For now though, this very well priced, real world performance model comes in at just under 50,000 Canadian dollars, and as tested, it's 65,523. So yes, it might not have 600 horsepower, but it doesn't cost 100 grand either. This price tag makes it extremely competitive in its class, so let's take a closer look. You get 360 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. It drives all four wheels via a very good 10-speed automatic transmission, and the paddle shifters on the wheel are magnesium and they're magnificent. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in 5.8 seconds with a very hidden launch control. Cool fact for the CT5V, you can actually get this in rear-wheel drive, so you can opt out of the all-wheel drive, save yourself some money, get a car that's even sportier because it can obviously do burnouts that go sideways, and it's better balanced because it's missing some weight in the front. So why not? The transmission at first felt to be lacking compared to the competitors' transmissions, as in regular driving, the torque converter does not lock, it allows some slipping, and it's not blazing fast either, but it is ultra smooth. After spending a few days though driving the car around, I really appreciate the fact that they decided to do this with the transmission, and I'll explain why. It might not be ultra fast when you're driving around. It's not like as snappy as a BMW ZF, for example, but those transmissions tend to be a little bit jerky around town. This one is very smooth, and it has a secret. When you change your driving modes, it changes the mapping of the transmission. So you'll actually see like a little information display there that's saying performance shifting enabled. So the transmission, when you gun it, actually goes ballistic, and it upshifts and downshifts really quickly, and it also helps the exhaust make some really nice farts. The drivetrain is overall impressive in this car. The engine is the same one that makes 400 horsepower in the CT6. So with a tune, I'm sure this can become a real monster. The exhaust can get very loud when you're gunning it. However, when you calm down, it goes into stealth mode, so you can't even really hear it. Best of both worlds. You can adjust the loudness, and at the same time, the individual mode, or my mode, allows you to set things like the steering, suspension, brakes to your liking. You also get a V mode, which gets a steering wheel shortcut button as well, and is still fully customizable, and you get a few extra options compared to my mode. Speaking of V mode, you have all these cool performance screens on the nice 8-inch display in the instrument cluster, and it shows you very interesting things like the ELSD locking, tire temperatures, oil temperatures, G-forces, you name it. And here's where Cadillac starts to excite me. When you put the driving mode in track mode, you can also pick my mode, Tour, Sport, Track, and Snow and Ice. But once you pick Track, you can double-click the traction control button, and then you go in a hidden menu. You have to try a couple of times to get the speed correct. Come on. Faster. Slower. Faster. There you go. So then you get Performance Traction Wet, you get Dry, you get Sport 1, Sport 2, and Race. And here's the difference. If you're not a very skilled driver, you're a beginner, you want to go to the track, if it's damp, you can put wet. If it's dry, you can put dry. However, in Sport 1, the car will help you a lot. It has active handling on, which means it does torque vectoring control, and it also saves you if you exceed a certain slip angle. If you go to Sport 2, it allows you more freedom, but again, if you're about to go crash, it will kind of help you. If you go to full race mode, well, your fate is in your own hands. And this very nice suede steering wheel that only costs $300. The magnetic ride control changes based on the driving modes, and it makes subtle fine adjustments to the damping. It's not a dramatic change from one mode to another, but it's just the right amount. In Tour mode, the most relaxed mode, the suspension is plush enough to soak up bumps, but it's not floaty or wobbly in any way. It already has a sporty athletic feel and still retains the connection to the road. In terms of ride quality, the laminated glass helps with creating a serene environment inside, and noise is not an issue, especially when the excellent Bose Performance sound system is pumping with all 15 speakers. And here's where the really good stuff begins. Handling and braking in this car are simply superb. In the corners, the steering is a bit heavy but very precise. The car turns in really flat. You can just feel how well balanced it is. And especially on these Michelin Pilot 4S tires, traction is next to impossible to brake. On-ramps feel like roller coaster rides. The car literally does not budge. It holds really well, and there's no weird pitch or lift or you're feeling uneven pressure on a tire. It just feels so well sorted out. I wish I could drive this on a track. I mean, I bet it would be killer. Once your adrenaline bar is full, you can pull over to admire the design and the fully blacked out exterior trim. The LED lights, sharp corners, and trademark Cadillac grille, combined with the satin steel metallic color, compose one of the best looking sports sedan on the market right now. The big brakes look very meaty and work extremely well. From 100 kilometers an hour, this car came to a complete stop in just over 36 meters, which is amazing. Inside, the design is ergonomically sound, and fit and finish showcase excellent build quality. This car has the full jet black leather interior, which includes heated and ventilated front seats. Unfortunately, it doesn't have heated rear seats, but you do get lumbar massage at the front. The carbon trim looks fantabulous. Most areas are soft to the touch, and you get a large 10-inch screen and 2 cradles for phones, one of which is a wireless charger. The infotainment system is really easy to use and responds quickly. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but wired. Buyer's tip, for 2021, this car will come with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Most importantly, it's going to be available, finally, with Cadillac's updated Super Cruise. Roominess inside is where this car wins the category. It is a bit larger than its competitors on the outside, but that results in great rear legroom. This is a seriously comfortable car. Where it does lack a bit is the trunk. Cadillac states the capacity is 337 liters. It actually looks much bigger, but it's absolutely no match for the class-leading BMW 3 Series. Where it makes up for the trunk is fuel economy. This week we've averaged 12.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and this car is just showing the G70 how it's done. There you go. Other premium features you get include lane keeping assist, the very clever rear view mirror, air ionizer, automatic parking, heads-up display, high-definition surround vision, video recording, which is kind of like a built-in dash cam, and of course you get GM's 4G LTE for passengers with Wi-Fi needs. If I would really have to nag about something, that would be the power trunk lid, which is not power, it's manual, and also Apple CarPlay should have been here, like the wireless version of it, and the door handles, you can't actually pull them out. There's like a little release button on the back, which is electronic. I don't know, I'd prefer a door handle that you can actually mechanically pull out. On the other hand, they seem to have gone the extra mile with details like braided brake lines, the option for the suede steering wheel, really fancy yet practical exterior lighting. Overall score for this all-new 2020 Cadillac CT5-V is an excellent 9.2 out of 10. If you're shopping for a vehicle in this category, do not buy anything else before you test drive this vehicle. But till next time, be well.
Perfect.